Yeah, we about to jump right into it. Let's go. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. We're not even gonna wait until it's all said and done before the clock goes out because we don't have a ton of time. It's Sunday and you're getting ready for your week on Monday. And one of the things we want to do is to jump into our week with a fresh mind, with a fresh idea, with a fresh mindset, skill set, heart set, so that we can love on those that are in our care, despite the obstacles, despite the challenges, despite all of these things that causes us to question who we are, question our abilities, uh, and just have poor judgment. So we need to focus on our posture. Now, what I did was earlier this week, I did a video, and it was the word of the day was, or the word of the week, was posture. Posture. And I did this video, and let's just play the video real quick, and so we can get a refresher on what that was like.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday, the most effective day of the week. Dr. McGee with the word of the day and a pep talk. Because I know you need it. I know you need it because I need it. So, word of the day today is posture. Posture. So posture is like the particular way in which you sit or stand. Or it also means a behavior or approach or an attitude towards something. So I want you to focus on posture this week. What's your posture for the week? We've been talking about habits. We've been talking about consistency. We've been talking about these things that's going to get us through the month. Rituals. What are you doing every day? And what's your posture right now as you're going through your habits? If you're working out, your body probably hurts. And it's hard for you to walk the way you normally walk, sit the way you normally sit, and it hurts. What's your posture like physically? And then we think about our attitude. What's your posture towards where you are right now? What's your posture towards how you're doing academically in school? What's your posture as your teacher towards the kids that you serve? Knowing what you know about them and what you don't know about them. What's your posture like? What's your attitude like? So is it a posture or an attitude of defense? Is it love and giving? What is your posture? Monitor your posture. If you're a parent, you have an adolescent, and they're going through their go-through, because they're changing and growing, and they're all over the place. What's your posture towards them? Here's our recommendation. Make sure your posture is upright. Make sure your posture is upright. No matter the case. You want to be successful, you want to be effective, and you want to have some long-term change, make sure your posture is upright. Shout out to my boy Sean Thomas for the inspiration, because our posture matters. Whether you're sitting, standing, whether you're on the ground because life has knocked you down, focus on your posture. Hold that posture upright in everything that you do. As a school leader, as a teacher, as a scholar, and as a parent, do these things. Dr. McGee with the word of the day. Use posture. Maybe the word of the week. Revisit it the rest of this week. So you can be great, so you can be consistent, so you can tackle the month of September like we've been talking about. A word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Love you. Let's make it a great day.
All right, so we're talking about posture. And I want to elaborate on this idea of posture because your posture is important, man. How you show up is important. How you hold yourself is going to be important, especially if you are a leader, if you're a parent, if you are a teacher in the classroom. You don't want to lose composure. And if even if you do lose composure, how do you lose composure? Right? Do you really freak out and just how do you lose composure? So it's one of those things where it's important, and I'm telling you for the pep talk this week, fix your posture. Because you might not see it. You might not think that people can see it. But you slouching. You're walking around, your head's all low, or you just lost, right? You just lost. And what I mean by lost is that something has happened and you didn't come out the way you wanted to come out. Your vision wasn't executed in the way that you wanted to. Or what happened was you went up against an idea that was contrary to the traditional belief. And guess what? You didn't win. Like, your thought didn't go through. And so you're feeling a little beat down. And guess what? It shows in your posture. It shows in your posture. It shows when, however you show up. So you have to monitor it. And what I'm telling you this week is to fix it. No matter what. You have to be upright. You have to hold yourself up the right way. And you have to be right. And you can't be defeated as a leader. Yes, you will lose some battles. You will lose some of the fights. But you're not supposed to lose the war, right? I don't care if you are in special education. I don't care if you are a building leader. I don't care if you're in a classroom, if you're a parent, if you are a nonprofit trying to get into a school, if you're a speaker trying to get into a school, you're going to find opposition at some point. And you don't want your posture to represent you. So your goal is to sit upright and do things the right way. And so before we get out of here, what I want to do is tell you a story where I'm struggling. I'm currently on a sabbatical, and I was recently, I went back to my school where I previously served the last 3 school years, and I went back to donate blood for Versity. I'm an avid blood donor, and it was my time to donate, and I decided to donate at the school because we had the school blood drive, and the credit goes to our school for how many donations, yada yada yada. I go and I donate, and as I donate, I see scholars from last year. They're hugging me, and we're high-fiving, and we're taking pictures, and it's all good. I see staff members, like hugging staff members, talking, we're laughing and joking. I go get my blood donated. At first, I sign in. I get a visitor's badge. Doing it the right way. I didn't disrupt any classes. I didn't cause any scenes in the building. I went and donated blood, saw some students, saw some teachers. And I'm on my way out. And the principal had to talk to me because they got a couple phone calls that apparently some teachers called the superintendent's office and was upset, or the word they used was traumatized that I was in the building. So I had to be escorted out of my school from which I'm having a sabbatical to be better as a principal, to be better as a leader, to sharpen my saw. I was asked to leave the building. I was escorted out of my school like I was some kind of criminal or some kind of offender or some type of person that's going to do harm. Humiliated is the word that comes to mind. Embarrassed is the word that comes to mind. And I'm still bothered by that. Now, this happened on Thursday, and today is Sunday. This happened 3 days ago. And I'm still struggling with it because how embarrassing is it to be escorted out of your school? So can you imagine what my posture was at the time? My attitude towards the situation? I mean, I felt bad because my principal now at the school, who was my assistant principal, had to tell me and escort me out. Of course, the complaint was anonymous, and we don't know who made the complaint. But it was made, and letters were written prior to that. The last time I made a visit to the school, It's pathetic and disgusting that happened and that I had to go through that. And I had to walk out of there with as much dignity as possible, with my head held high. And I promise you it was difficult. Now, not at any moment did I think about the word of the day or the word of the week as I was walking out of that building. Not until I got in my car, not until I got home, I started to think about it. I'm like, wow, what was my posture? I didn't knock anything over. I didn't scream or fuss. So in my eyes, in my heart, I felt like I had an upright posture about it. I listened to my principal. I left the building when asked. I did everything I was supposed to, even though I wasn't wrong. They said I didn't sign in. I didn't have a visitor's pass. I was going around the building disrupting classes. None of that happened. I did everything the right way and was asked to leave. When I left on sabbatical, I left on good terms. I didn't have any issues or enemies or anything in the district before I left. I didn't leave on bad terms. So, if something like this has happened to you in some way, shape, or form, I'm asking you to monitor your posture or fix your posture and make sure you have some grace and dignity when things happen to you, even if it's not your fault, because guess what? You're going to win in the long run. If you are who you say you are, you will win in the long run. If your integrity has always come first, if your values are already in place, if your system of beliefs are to guide you and causes you to make decisions, if that is in front of you, when things like this happen to you, you will be okay. But you got to fix your posture. Because best believe, when I was by myself, I was slunched over, my feelings were hurt. So in the moment, and in those moments of integrity, when you're by yourself, what does your posture look like? How are you sitting? How are you standing? And what's your attitude towards it? Fix it. That's what I'm asking you to do. Fix it. Fix your posture. All right. This is Dr. McGee, man. Listen, I'm giving you a pep talk, and I know this might be a week where it is tough because we're in it now. We just had a full moon, and we're trying to get things going. And guess what? Somebody has tested your value. Somebody has tested your boundary. Somebody has crossed that path where the boundaries are set just to see where you are. Are you upholding your standards? I hope so, because the honeymoon is over. Now, will the real you show up? And who's the real you? Do you know who you are? Do you know how you're wired? If you don't know, then one of the things you're going to have to do is take that assessment. Take that flight assessment. You need to get on that plane, go on that journey, and figure out how you operate as a leader, as a teacher, as a parent, and even as a student. How do you operate? How do you behave? How do you prefer to behave? How do you show up when authority is in your face? What do you do? What do you typically do? And what needs to change so that you can be successful? You don't know any of that? Take the flight assessment. You got to go to my website, man, www.drjmcgee.com. We got the flight assessment over there, and there are a couple options. You can take it and do it by yourself. You can take it with me, and I'll go through it with you with some coaching, or I can go a deep dive with you, and we really go deep. So if you're struggling with the people that are in your care, if you're struggling with yourself, if you're trying to figure this thing out, let's start at ground. Let's start on the tarmac, and let's get on that plane and take flight, so we can figure out how we behave and how we prefer to behave so that it can change the rest of our life. Listen, I took my assessment, and the reason why it doesn't bother me in time of war when that happens to me is because I know how I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm destined for. Why? Because I have my assessment. The question is, do you have your assessment? All right? That's a good question. You got to figure that out. But at the end of the day, as my fraternity brother Jason Rashad said, comes the night. And at night, you're by yourself, no matter who's in the bed next to you. And do you know who you are, how you are, what makes you tick? Do you know? And once you know, you will respond differently and you'll get different results and you'll get success. I promise you. It's Dr. McGee with a pep talk. Fix your posture. Let's make it a great day. Let's make it a great week. And I'll see you here next Sunday. Peace.